to be here. Which mic should I speak through? This one?
Either one.
This one? Okay. All right. I thought I'd read a story. Would you like to hear a story?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I thought if I read the whole story, you might get bored with hearing me. So, in the middle of the story, I'm going to have my favorite person finish the story. Yes. We have discussed this, so I'm not going to do it. But before I start the story, this story that I'm going to start in a few moments is a story that happened some time ago. Not a long time ago, just some time ago. But today, in the present time, actually right now, today, I'd like to introduce you to some very special people who have come to the ashram for the first time. And these are very special people who I've been longing to see for a very long time. And I've been blessed by Guru's grace that they have come into my life. And I'd like to introduce them so they will come into your life now. My daughter, Tia Town. Tia, please stand up. My beautiful baby daughter is not a baby anymore. And her husband, Eric Town, is with her. And I have two beautiful, very bright, young women who are extraordinary and who happen to be my granddaughters, Alana and Serena Town. Thank you for welcoming them to our Guru's ashram. Thank you. This story is titled Shri Brahmananda Saraswati. It was the middle of June, and the buzzer to my apartment on East 7th Street was buzzing. Who could that be, I wondered. Jai Shri Krishna, Padma, it's me. I'm downstairs. I have my dad's Jaguar. Let's go somewhere. Shamdas, I'll buzz you up. Come on up. No, I'm double parked. Can't leave my dad's car on the street. Come on down. Okay, just give me a second. When I went down to meet him, Shamdas lifted his arms, gazed upward into the sky of limitless possibilities, and with an infectious sense of mischief and adventure, asked me, so, where do you want to go? Without hesitation, I said, Ananda Ashram. I heard it's about an hour from here. What? Why go there? Let's go to the beach. Or if you want an ashram experience, how about Kripalu? Now that's a 5-star place, and I know people there. I want to go to Ananda Ashram. I heard this amazing guru give teachings at the Unity and Yoga conference I went to a couple of weeks ago in the Poconos. And I want to see him in his ashram. Oh yeah, Ramamurti Mishra. I've met him before in Florida. But, you know, Padma, I hear the ashram is a bit off. Kind of homespun. Kripalu will be a nicer place. Either you take me to Ananda or I don't go anywhere with you, Shamdas. Cello, let's go, he said, with a twinkle in his eye. This should be very interesting. After taking a few detours to New Jersey and the beach, Shamdas and I arrived at Ananda Ashram in Monroe, New York. It was quite late, and there was no one around to greet us. It seemed that everyone had already gone to bed. Shamdas told me to stay in the car, and he would try to find someone. In a few minutes, he returned with a man named Alan. Alan led us into the main house and showed us where we could stay. He said, Guruji gives a satsang in the morning at 8 o'clock downstairs in the living room here. You should come. Have a good night. See you tomorrow. Shamdas always did Krishna Seva in the morning. The Seva practice included worshipping a murti, a small statue of Krishna, cooking for Krishna, offering the food to the murti, bathing, ornamenting, and dressing him. It was quite an elaborate practice and involved many items. Shamdas always carried pots, pans, cooking utensils, food, and a propane stove to cook on. We were staying on the second floor of the house, across from where the meditation room called the Cosmic Temple was. There was a door in the Cosmic Temple that led to a terrace outside. Shamdas decided that the flat roof terrace would be the perfect place for him to set up the stove and prepare the meal for Thakurji, his Krishna deity. I left him there to do his practice and went down to the morning satsang. I entered the blue carpeted room and sat down on the floor. Alan was there with a few other people sitting quietly. There was a woman wearing an orange sari performing a fire ceremony, an Agni Hotra. A young woman named Bhalati, wearing a white sari, carrying some papers in her hand, entered the room and sat down behind a harmonium and started playing and singing, chanting in Sanskrit. I was totally mesmerized by her voice, as well as by her goth-like appearance. She sang with a German accent, had long, straight blonde hair parted in the middle, and wore heavy black eyeliner. She reminded me of Nico from the Velvet Underground. Then Guruji entered the room and sat down on a low wooden seat covered with an orange cushion. Another woman was with him whom I recognized from the conference. That, I was to learn, was Radha. Guruji had a stroke which left the right side of his body paralyzed and had impaired his speech. Most people who were unaccustomed to hearing him could not understand him. So this woman, Radha, translated for him. An energetic, ginger-colored cat bounded in and settled in a spot very near to Guruji. And it seemed that with the cat's presence, the satsang was complete. Guruji, sitting cross-legged with a spine erect, began to give meditation instruction. Within a few moments, I was transported into another place, another realm of existence. My transcendental mood, though, was interrupted by a woman barging into the room, frantically screaming, "There's a fire on the roof!" Alan immediately got up and followed her out the door. Guruji, however, sat still and unperturbed by the whole incident. In a few minutes, Alan and Shamdas entered the room. Shamdas, with palms together, bowed low to Guruji. Then Alan explained that Shamdas started a fire and was cooking on the roof. Cooking? Why cooking? Why cooking on the roof? Guruji asked. Yes, Guruji, I was preparing some rice and lentils for my Thakurji. Ah, Seva, you are a Vaishnava? I am from UP. Please, sing Mahamantra now. Bharati pushed her harmonium over to Shamdas, and he began to play and chant. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Guruji was very pleased, as were all who were present at that memorable moment. Guruji then insisted that we introduce ourselves. Shamdas introduced me as the co-founder of the Jivamukti Yoga School. Guruji became very excited to hear this and broke into a spontaneous chanting of a verse by Shankaracharya, which contains the Sanskrit word Jivamukti. Let's sing together. Sat Sangatve Nisangatvam Nisangatve Nirmohatvam Nirmohatve Nishalatatvam Nishalatatve Jivamukti Bhaja Govindam Bhaja Govindam Bhaja Govindam Mudamate. He then gave his own English interpretive translation. Good and virtuous company gives rise to non-attachment. From non-attachment comes freedom from delusion. With freedom from delusion, one feels the changeless reality. Experiencing that changeless reality, one attains liberation in this life. I am is the ocean of awareness. Realizing this, one feels I am not the body or mind, although I have a body and mind. Realize Govinda, realize Govinda, realize Govinda in your heart, O wise one. Shamdas then turned and whispered into my ear, that's not what Mudamate means. It means, you fool. That means wise one. Shh, Shamdas, be quiet. I reprimanded him. What are you talking about? Demanded Guruji. Oh, nothing, Guruji, Shamdas said bashfully. Stand up now, tell us. Guruji was forceful. Shamdas stood up and approached Guruji's seat with head bowed and hands in prayer and said, I just always thought that Mudamate meant, someone who was being silly, being a fool, someone who was muddled in their mind. To which Guruji replied strongly, no. You are reciting this verse, or even hearing this verse being recited, you are no fool. You are a wise one. Shamdas threw up his hands and declared, Acha. Of course. That was our first day at Ananda Ashram, in the presence of the enlightened mind of Shri Brahmananda Saraswati and the devotees. We stayed for several days. Shri Brahmananda arranged for Shamdas to use his own kitchen to prepare his meals for Thakurji. So there was no more rooftop fires, and the staff relaxed. Guruji decided to give me a spiritual name and started calling me Uma. I became perplexed by the low attendance at the morning and evening satsangs with Shri Brahmananda. Not even all the ashram residents attended. What were they doing that could compare to being in the presence of this saint? I wondered. Why wasn't this ashram overflowing with people? After one evening satsang, I happened to mention my concern to Radha and Manorma. Manorma is another devotee. They agreed with me, but had no answer. The next day was our last day at the ashram. During the morning satsang, Manorma told Guruji about my concern. Guruji, Uma thinks that there should be more people here. What? He laughed. More people. She thinks more people should be attending the satsang with you. And then Guruji asked me, Uma, how many people are attending? Not many, Guruji. Since I've been here, I've only seen maybe 5 or 6 besides me, Shandas, and Snappy the cat. Oh, those are the ones that you can see. There are many more attending every day that you cannot see. Over the next several weeks, I would be privileged to experience numerous other profound and magical things while in his company and in the company of the other blessed devotees, the residents of Ananda Ashram. When I returned to New York City after that first visit, I told all of my friends and students at the Jivamukti Yoga School about Shri Brahmananda and the ashram, and invited everyone to return with me on July 4th. Because, as Guruji told me, they were having a big party. Although I tried my best to get every single person to come, in the end, only Shandas, David, and 4 Jivamukti teachers traveled to Ananda and attended that July 4th weekend celebration. They were indeed the lucky ones because they got to meet him. Guruji would pass from his physical body that September. Maybe we change places and you can sit here because you're going to play it.
So this is an unfinished story.
But you're going to finish it.
Well, right, that's why I'm here. Very few people tell a story like you do, right?
I'm just reading it.
Well, maybe it's your book. Shri Brahmananda Saraswati was born into a Brahmin family as Jivamukti Mishra in the North Indian state of Uttar Pradesh. His mother was a spiritual teacher with many disciples. His father was a high court judge and master of astrology and astronomy. Sanskrit was spoken in their home, and from early childhood, Shri Brahmananda was immersed in meditation, yoga, and Sanskrit. When he was 6, Jivamukti Mishra contracted a very serious illness and died. No vital signs or respiration were detected for 36 hours, so his family prepared to cremate him. As is customary, his father walked around the funeral pyre with a lit torch, chanting holy mantras. He was about to light the pyre when the little boy sat upright. Frightened, the other people assembled ran away, thinking a ghost had appeared. But his father moved closer and asked, "Who are you?" His son replied, "Father, it's me." Shri Brahmananda always considered that date, March 6th, to be his real birthday, which is our annual March 6th Guruji's birthday that we still celebrate. At an early age, Shri Brahmananda saw his life's plan and began preparations. He left home to pursue studies in Sanskrit and medicine and completed his first medical degrees in Ayurveda and Western medicine at Banaras Hindu University. In 1955, now Dr. Mishra he left India to continue his medical studies and practice in the West, specializing in
Ophthalmology.
My wife will be not very proud of me. I didn't say this. She's the doctor, right? Endocrinology, psychiatry, and neurosurgery. He served as a resident in neurosurgery at Bellevue Hospital in New York. In 1964, Dr. Mishra founded Ananda Ashram. Actually, the precursor to Ananda Ashram was the Yoga Society of New York in 1964, this ashram, which became a very happening place during the 60s and 70s. Well-respected gurus from India, such as A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, the founder of ISKCON, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, he was here. And Swami Satchidananda, founder of Integral Yoga, befriended by Shri Brahmananda and invited to live at the ashram for a time, as well as controversial American spiritual figures like Timothy Leary and Richard Alpert, also known as Ram Dass. There's quite a history of this ashram, as you can see. Ananda Ashram, 1 hour and 15 minutes from New York City, continues to function as a year-round country retreat for spiritual study and practice. Dr. Mishra resigned from his medical career in 1966 to devote himself fully to assisting sincere seekers to remove the cause of their suffering. He was convinced that the cause of suffering was not within the realm of medical science or psychotherapy, because it is lodged neither in the body nor the mind, but in ignorance of the true self, the Atman. He felt that suffering would be eliminated by the discovery of one's spiritual identity by answering the question, who am I? According to Hindu custom, a person who renounces their professional career usually enters one of the next phases of life as a vanaprastha, forest dweller, and afterward as a sannyasin, as a monk. In Dr. Mishra's case, he did just that. He moved to the forest and founded Ananda Ashram. Then he left his medical career and took sannyasi initiation, putting on the orange robes of a Swami and receiving a new name, becoming Shri Brahmananda Saraswati. From that point, he fully focused on spiritual pursuits as well as teaching others until his passing from this mortal world. Very beautifully written. Shri Brahmananda was enthusiastically devoted to uncovering the mysteries of the mind. He encouraged the investigation of science, art, philosophy, and metaphysics. He loved and supported all forms of sacred art. Shri Brahmananda left his physical body at midnight, September 19, 1993, and became like the blue sky, present everywhere. This building that we're in is called the Blue Sky because of that. His disciples, with tireless dedication and creativity, continue to teach Sanskrit, yoga, dance, music, painting, and Vedic practices, all as a means to discovering the I Am. The discovery of the I Am is the discovery of one's own identity as that self which is eternal, beyond the transitory limitations of body and mind. There is only one eternal, ever-present self, the eternal Atman, the spark of the divine that dwells within each of us as our soul. Once, a student asked Shri Brahmananda, "How many enlightened beings are there?" Guruji replied zestfully, "One, only one." "And how many gurus are there?" Again he replied, "One, only one. The self is one, Guru is your own self." Then Shri Brahmananda told a story about a group of disciples who asked the Guru, "Sir, are you enlightened?" The Guru replied, "I doubt it." The disciples then asked, "Were Buddha, Moses, or Christ enlightened?" The Guru gave the same reply, "I doubt it." "Was anybody enlightened in the past?" "I doubt it." "Is anybody enlightened in the present?" You know the answer.
I doubt it.
I doubt it. Will anybody be enlightened in the future?
I doubt it.
There you go. Frustrated, the disciples finally asked the Guru, "Who is enlightened?" The Guru replied, I am. Eternity is happening now. Essays and Stories, Volume 2, Sharon Gannon. So earlier, Sharon mentioned our beloved friend Shamdas. So for many years, I used to do exactly what I did earlier. I used to stand there and introduce Shamdas and welcome him to the ashram. So when he would return from India, he lived in India for about 30 years, so he would leave in October and return in April. And then in April, when he came, sometimes I used to go to the airport, bring him to Woodstock, Saugerties where he lived, and then he would say, "When is the program in Ananda?" I'm like, "What? You just got here, man. Take it easy." You're like, "No. My schedule's gonna be really busy." I said, "Don't worry, your first program will be at Ananda," and he would come here. And it was always a beautiful thing to see him here. He loved Sanskrit. He spoke to Bharati in Sanskrit. He spoke with Dr. Sharma in Sanskrit. He was a very close friend of Sharon and the whole Jivamukti community worldwide. To this day, his books are very popular amongst our community. So we thought we will close the program by chanting this favorite. Oh, sorry. This part of the program on stage here. We will chant a mantra that was very close to his heart. Shamdas, we sang this here many times. If you know it, you can sing along with us.
Is it Shama Mitra?
Yeah.
But then we're going to do Hare Krishna. Do we need David for Shama? David, would you like to join us?
I'll speak up.
Okay.
I'm humble.
Sham no mitra sham varuna sham no bhavatvaryaman sham na indra brahaspatihi sham no vishnurukramah namo brahmane namaste vayu tvameva pratyaksham brahmasi tvameva pratyaksham brahma vadishyami hridam vadishyami satyam vadishyami Tanmavavatu, Tadvaktaram avatu Vaktaram, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, Harihi Om. The great Shamdas. We'll just keep that. Take this.
I just wanted to add something else about that 4th of July that we came to Ananda and they were having a dance drama, and it was the story of Shakuntala, and that was the first time I saw Bhavani dance, and she played the deer, and I really thought she was a deer. I mean, she did this magic from the stage that was extraordinary. So we're very blessed tonight to see her dance. She was quite a young girl then. How old were you, Bhavani, then? 1990? 3, right?
13?
I was 13.
Well, you tricked her by asking her when she,
Oh.
how old she was.
Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't do that,
year.
right? But she was a young girl. And she was an extraordinary dancer. Like, I just really never saw anything like that.
Bhavani and Krishna, both of them, are great examples of ageless body, timeless mind. You can look at her. She looked the same in the last 20 years that I've known her.
Radhe Krishna, Radhe Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Radhe Radhe, Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam, Shyam Shyam Shyam, Radhe Radhe, Radhe Krishna, Radhe Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Radhe Radhe, Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam, Shyam Shyam, Radhe Radhe, Radhe Krishna, together, Radhe Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Radhe Radhe, Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam, Shyam Shyam, Radhe Radhe, Radhe Krishna, Radhe Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Radhe Radhe, Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam, Shyam Shyam, Radhe Radhe. And now it is our great honor